Well, it's that time of the year again, and the muOS overlords have graced us with yet another update, this time in the form of Big Banana, which had a sort of part 1 and part 2 release, because the 2410.2 release came out, and then the 0.3 release followed shortly after to patch a few things and make a few other improvements. But for the sake of this video, we'll treat them as one single update, and take a look at the best of the improvements to our beloved muOS. Now, if you go to the muOS documentation where they have the release notes, you're going to see a ton of bullet points that outlines all the many meticulous changes they made to the software, which is fantastic, and if you're a nerd for all the little details, feel free to go and read those. However, in this video, we're going to focus on the biggest, punchiest changes that the vast majority of us will appreciate. First off, they added a new kiosk mode, which lets you set some configuration file parameters ahead of time, so when it's in kiosk mode, say you want to hand it off to your kid or a friend you don't really trust, and they can only have limited access to what you want them to in your settings, and so they're not going to go off and remap your ROMs or do something weird to your settings, and they can just hop in, enjoy some Game Boy Advance games or whatever, and hop out. So that's cool. Another big one is they added Sega Saturn system support, which I actually have met people who were hoping to have Saturn support on their Anbernic handhelds or what have you, and so that's a pretty big one. Awesome job, guys. Another one is support for external wired controllers, which is a huge one, especially given that the HDMI out TV mode has been getting better and better over each release, so being able to plug in a wired controller and not be using the handheld as the controller as well is a big step up to get that proper docked mode. We don't quite have Bluetooth controller support yet, but here's hoping for the next release. Yet another big one is content searching, which a lot of people in the comments have noted that's what they like the stock Anbernic software for, which makes sense. Some of us have hundreds or thousands of ROMs and we want the ability to search for a specific game. And now it's super easy. When you're in the Explorer, you can just hit select, and then you'll see the little lookup here. You'll punch in your search query of minimum 3 characters. I'll just type in something random here. Then you can search local, which is the current directory you're in, or global, which just searches the entire SD card. And even with my nonsense search, it found a few results in there, so really fast search and a much appreciated addition. Other changes include updates to both RetroArch cores, additional cores, updates to external emulators like PPSSPP. They also updated the SFTP Go web interface, which is pretty much the reason I fell in love with muOS in the first place, because I can log on to my Anbernic handheld from its IP address and browse and manage all of its files and even update config files right from the web interface, so loving the glossy, pretty updated version of that interface. And like I said, there are a ton more fixes, adjustments, tweaks, additions, refinements, and all that, but one of the most out-of-pocket changes that I didn't see coming at least was that they added the support for live TV on Anbernic handhelds. Look, this is an SP, and I'm watching the friggin' Financial Channel. What? The way that they did this was they added a couple of cores that support different kinds of playlist files, and those playlist files point to live TV streams. There was actually very little documentation on how to get this up and running on the handheld, let alone setting up the ability to actually change channels on a multi-channel playlist, but I did figure it out, and here's how I did it. So first off, you'll need an M3U or M3U8 file, which, like I said, is either a channel or set of channels that give the player instructions on how to play that stream. I did try a number of providers. I tried the one I actually pay for, but that one didn't load, maybe because it's too big. And then I tried random free ones I found online, and then those just crashed for some reason. Until finally I was like, hey, Pluto TV is one of the most popular free TV services. Is there a way to get a tight M3U playlist for that? And yes and no. I guess there's not really a publicized version. Sorry, my dryer just went off and it sings for like a minute. Super distracting. But yeah, there's not technically a public, here's the Pluto TV provided M3U URL so that you can play this anywhere. And it should be noted that using a URL like that might violate their terms of service. I'm not totally sure, so use at your own risk. But what I did find was this GitHub project that once cloned to your computer, and assuming you have NPM installed, you can just run this command, and it will do a fresh pull of Pluto and create a fresh M3U playlist for you right then and there on your computer in like 5 seconds. From there, we'll create a folder in our ROMs directory called Live TV or TV or whatever, and then we can put our M3U file in that folder, and then on our handheld, while hovered over that M3U file, we'll hit select, assign core, scroll all the way down to media player, and then technically, the instructions say to choose live TV, but I found that to not work very well. And so I chose MPV, and that seemed to work really well. Although your mileage may vary, so try both out and see what sticks. And then if all went well, we can just hit A on that M3U file, which has that MPV core assigned, and in about 10-ish seconds, boom, we should have live TV on our Anbernic handheld, which just feels absolutely ridiculous. Now the button mappings are a bit funky. You can play around with them, like up and down is volume, left and right is speed. By default, the L1, L2, R1, R2 buttons are like brightness and contrast, and then multiple buttons are set to configure subtitles for some reason. And actually no buttons are configured to change the channel, or in this case, change to the next channel available in the playlist you've created, which isn't really helpful for most of us. So here's how you can add that pretty easily. First we'll hit B, not the menu key or menu X to bail out of it for some reason. And then whether in SFTP to go or on the actual SD card, we're gonna go to this file here under /muOS emulator mpv/general.gptk, or if you're using the live TV core option, I believe you'll be editing the live.gptk file. Then in there, scroll down to the key bindings, and we'll scroll down to where you can see the L and R buttons are assigned. And in my case, I decided to make the L2 and R2 buttons the brightness, and the R1 and L1 buttons my channel up and down, respectively. To do that, we have to map it to what the core expects on PC, and so we actually add two maps, one that gives it a period, and one that gives it add_shift for channel up, and the other will give it a comma, and a separate rule that gives it add shift again for channel down. Once that's in place, we can save that file, and then right away we can boot the core back up, and once we've got something playing, we can hit R1 to go channel up, and it can take maybe 5 to 10 seconds sometimes, but eventually, boom, we've got a random black and white program playing. Neat. And any of you who are into IPTV, you all know that there are ways where you can manually tweak and edit your M3U playlist so that you only have specific channels available, or you can turn channels off and on and reorder them and all that kind of thing. This doesn't support guide data, so those of you who want to take this feature seriously might want to order your channels so that you know, okay, so slot 1 is Nick Jr. or whatever, and slot 2 is the Bonanza All Day channel or whatever it is. So you can have a lot of fun with that. I think this is mostly a novelty for me, but I'm just really blown away that I can just flip through channels like it's 2004 and just see what's on channel 3. Lacrosse championships. All right. Now, two more major updates for Big Banana we shouldn't snooze on is that they added support for the RG35XX and, drumroll please, the RG34XX, which, oh my gosh, I'm excited to review this. Subscribe to catch that video. It occurs to me that a number of you might have cared more about that than the live TV thing, so maybe it was dumb to bury the lead. Let me know in the comments. So those are the big changes in muOS Big Banana, but let me know in the comments if I missed one of the many changes they made that maybe is more important to you that I missed entirely, because like I said, they did a lot of updates. Thanks so much for watching, really appreciate if you subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.